Giving back and volunteering are virtues developed societies take very seriously and are very well encouraged among citizens. Since government alone cannot cater to the needs of its people, individuals and groups are urged to step in the gap and provide these much needed services. This is the story of some Nigerians in the diaspora who have come home and given back to the society, especially in the medical field. The chairman CEO of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa, visited some of these facilities provided by some diaspora Nigerians in Abuja, Lagos, and Imo State. And also a medical mission was carried out in Benue State by a diasporan. This is your favorite program, The Diaspora, and I am your host, Koinsola Adetumbi. Please stay tuned. Capital Surgical Center in the heart of Abuja is a place to be with a diaspora ambience. The chairman CEO of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa, was there as a gesture to encourage more diaspora investment as a way of giving back to the society. Enjoy the ambience.
First thing is, let's just congratulate you. I know you're going to open hopefully very soon, but this is very impressive and it's encouraging that our doctors are good. So share your experience with us and why you thought this was necessary to have confidence. I mean, I think abroad and to your practice and all.
Everybody here has had at one time or the other. Many people here have relatives or friends who have gone to a hospital and who have come back very angry, and that is if they come back. But many people would have gone to the hospitals and they have a very bad treatment and they come home and they're so upset. Not only that, many people go to get help here, and when they get there, like if they are pregnant women in labor, either they die and the child survives, or the child dies and the mother survives, or both die, or both survive. And it's always agony that people go through and have these bad experiences that make us all want to come back and see what we can do to at least contribute to the improvement of healthcare in our country.
What message do you have for a whole lot of Nigerians, medical practitioners that are abroad and hospitals? I'm sure there must be some challenges or what you think can encourage a lot more of structures like this coming up.
Yes, we would have the desire to come in and establish so that he can help. But there has to be a welcoming environment. If you step in and the first thing you get is a bill to pay for putting up a building and you haven't even earned anything on that building, how are you going to want to come back and just be paying money for it?
So what do you think government can do to make that?
Government can give what you might call a startup monies to people who are able to do that, and startup money that are not to be paid back. It should be given loans that they don't have to pay back until the startup they're able to stand on their feet, and then they can now continue to be in the system and pay taxes.
Okay, so when you start making money, then you start paying back.
Then you start paying back.
We present to you our Diaspora Investment Summit, and which is the Diaspora Day, usually July 25 every year. And this is this one we did for 2020, which was we put together 600 individuals and doctor, you're one of those. I'm sure you didn't know what your profile is. Apart from you, Madam is also. That's what I said. We're going to get 2 points.
Thank you, Dr. Iweala, for investing back home. Honorable Abike Dabiri Irewa, Chairman CEO of Medcom, was also at another diaspora investment still in Abuja. The place is called the Foxglove Multi-Specialist Hospital. Let's take round.
This is a ventilator. We bought this during the COVID, and this is what they call airvo. It's a high flow oxygen deliverer. Can deliver 60 liters of oxygen per minute for patients who are struggling to breathe. So that but we don't want to put them on the ventilator. We try using that on them to avoid ventilator. So that's what we use that. Of course, there's invasive monitoring. We have oxygen as well on the wall there. Because when patients require high flow oxygen, you can't really be using small cylinders. So this is our theater. Our theater doesn't stop. So we have the theater lights on the theater table, and then of course we brought in this C-arm. This gives you live X-ray. Okay, do you want to come please? So what you are seeing here is the arteries that supply the heart with blood. So what we call a coronary angiogram. So if somebody comes in, I'm having chest pain, we go in here, have a look at the blood flow, okay, to see where the blockage is. So that is what you can do. So this is a patient whose heart, instead of beating at 60 to 100 beats per minute, was beating at 30 beats per minute. They normally just faint. They can't. And if you don't do anything, basically their electrical supply to the heart is cutting out. So for us to stop that from happening, we go in to the vein here and then in the chest, put these wires down, there's a wire here, there's another wire here. So that becomes the main wiring of the heart. And this battery, as you see there, sits on the outside here, under the skin. It lasts about 8 years. If the patient, the battery dies, we monitor it every 6 months. When it's about to die, we just go in, open the skin, change the battery.
Yeah, I just decided to talk to you about this.
Yes.
These are one of the reasons why we go abroad.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
and our people now, they don't need to.
They don't need to.
Yeah.
And they don't need to because you that a doctor in the diaspora decided to come and do this. At what point did you take that hard decision that despite the challenges I'm coming home, I'm investing here?
Well, I realized, so when I was working in London doing all of these things there, I realized that I've never seen a patient coming from Nigeria saying I've had a pacemaker or I've had an angiography done. So I began to wonder, okay, so we don't do this in Nigeria? So that's what actually informed my decision to now think about, I think we can do this at home. Since we're doing it abroad, a lot of Nigerians are doing it. And why do our patients have to travel to India, to Dubai, to London, or America to have this done? It's not that we can't do that. So if you look at the investment that we have put here, when just on this floor, it's run into almost 200 million in the last 1 year. You cannot find loan anywhere to borrow money and return it gradually. That is the biggest challenge. Then the next thing is we have to rent here because we have applied for land, but we haven't had anything from government. So those are the things. We need space even if it's a small space, to build somewhere where we can make this much more multi-purpose. So this same machine we're going to use also to, in addition to the open heart surgery that we're going to be doing, what will happen, as you can see, I go into the heart very easily. And one of the procedures we're looking to introduce next year is, I will go inside the heart, look for where a hole is in the heart, and I will plug it with a membrane. So a lot of the patients will be having that instead of open heart surgery. So this is a different type of pacemaker. And you see, what makes a difference is you see this place is thicker, this leads here. Okay, the same tool is, but this is what we call an ICD. It's a defibrillator implanted into the heart. So if the patient say has a abnormal rhythm and he's outside and he faints, this will shock him and he will recover back to normal. This is what this does different to the other pacemaker. All of these things, we do them much cheaper here than if somebody says to go to Dubai or go to anywhere else. A lot cheaper. These are the catheters we used to go inside the heart.
Thank you very much. We actually want to commend and congratulate you, because I know that this is about investing in your country. And as we also plan our diaspora investment summit, you're one of those doctors that have actually come back to invest in Nigeria. And I hope that, as a government, the government have to do what they have to do to encourage people like you, sir. And I believe we'll get there. Thank you very much.
We are not done yet. Now we move to Imo State with another breathtaking diaspora investment. We present Dr. Benjamin Anyanwu, a US-based neurosurgeon who, out of a desire to make a difference in his birth country, has set up a world-class hospital, Regions Stroke and Neuroscience Hospital in Owerri, Imo State. Regions Stroke Hospital is the first private hospital in Nigeria dedicated to the treatment of stroke, epilepsy, and other neurological and neurosurgical diseases. The hospital comprises of the following: dedicated multidisciplinary stroke units, dedicated neuro ICU run by a US board certified neurology and neurosurgical intensivist, fully equipped with multi-modality patient monitors, ventilators, intracranial pressure monitors. It boasts of the first video EEG and epilepsy monitoring unit in the country. 2 neurosurgical operating rooms equipped with brain and spine operating microscope, C-arm and Jackson spine operating table. Acute stroke intervention facilities. A fully equipped neuro rehabilitation center with physical, occupational and speech therapists, a CT scan on site, mobile full digital x-ray for use in the emergency room and ICU. There is a 24/7 critical ambulance transportation, dedicated private wards and dedicated VIP rooms with private lounge and access.
Part of the problem we have in the country is there's a misconception that government has to do everything. I don't think government has to. Take the case of India, for instance. Indians' healthcare is what it is today because of Indians in diaspora who train the UK and the United States, who return to set up things like this. This is the story of Apollo Medical Center in India, and there are a lot of them. In fact, I tell you, I could easily have done this in India because I have a lot of my colleagues who wanted me to come to India to partner with them because I'm a specialist in the brain and in the areas I just talked about. But when I looked at it, I said, why would I leave the United States and then go to India when my country is there? I mean, I think that the story of 1,000 miles starts in one day, and therefore I decided to come here not only to set up a place to treat people, but it's set up a place to train people as well.
In 2020, Region Stroke and Neuroscience Hospital began a cardiovascular and cardiac program, endocrinology and diabetes specialist clinic, an on-site MRI as well as dialysis program. Many thanks for the noble efforts.
Not so fast.
Look, I'm tired. I want to check out of this country for greener pastures.
Just calm down for a moment. Please sit down. Do you have a job where you're going to?
No, but someone is arranging,
Listen, Nico. Checking out of this country without proper planning means one thing. Unimaginable begin. You know, I've been in the diaspora, but legitimately doing great things at home and abroad. As I've been saying, without the proper footing abroad, the risk is not worth it. Listen, Alinko, it's better to be home than be trapped abroad, or even end up in prison.
We now move to Lagos State, where the NIDCOM bus visited the Marcel Ruth Cancer Center and Specialist Hospital. Dr. Modupe is a Nigerian who moved back to Nigeria after 30 years of practicing in the UK. She opened an ultra-modern specialist which has one of the best cancer modern facilities in Africa. The chairman CEO also used this opportunity to encourage Nigerians abroad of government support and an enabling environment towards investment. She added that this was an inspiration to many Nigerians abroad who wanted to do likewise. I think this is most commendable, to come back home to give back. It is not just giving back, but giving the best to your society. When we travel abroad, we didn't get anything better than this. And the beauty of this is that it is owned by all Nigerians, she said. Dr. Elebute Odunsi commended the chairman of NIDCOM for her support in ensuring that people in the diaspora who want to come home to contribute to the development of the nation are able to do so. Are still moving. Now, a diasporan embarked on a medical mission to Benue State. Let's know what's transpired.
I am the CEO of Yuval Foundation, Inc. We are a nonprofit organization based in the United States. I'm what's called an advanced practice nurse. So I'm a registered nurse that did further schooling. So I'm the equivalent of a general practitioner.
We want to know why you decided to take a medical mission to Nigeria, particularly to Benue State. What's the initiative?
Myself and my team came to Nigeria this October to complete a medical mission in Obi, local government area of Benue State. So we just completed that medical mission and treated a little over 600 people with free medical care. So we had a group of 7 doctors within Nigeria and also 5 nurses that flew over here from the United States. And we just set up at the General Hospital in Obarike Ito and did general consultations, gave out medicines, did minor non-invasive procedures and all of that. So a lot of the people that we saw have preventable medical illnesses and diseases that can be treated just if they had access to healthcare. So it was one of the places, and also in that particular area, we're also doing water projects there as well. So we're drilling boreholes. We discovered from spending some time in that area that a lot of the medical illnesses are waterborne. So we want to tackle kind of both sides, but doing a medical mission there now really helps us to gather information about the plight of the people, what specific medical ailments they're suffering from, and all of that.
We have many specialized Nigerians. We have Nigerians in the diaspora who are excelling in many fields, especially in medicine. But when you look back home, the Medicare, the health delivery system lacks so much. What's your message to Nigerians in the diaspora with regards to giving back to the country?
Absolutely. I'd like to tell people in the diaspora that we need your help back home. Really. That's just the truth of the matter. The needs are great. No government anywhere, not the Nigerian government, U.S. government, can cover everything, especially at the most local levels. There are some issues with even just road access and getting to places, or just the exposure from expertise. And so I think one of the main worries for people in diaspora is what they see on TV, insecurity. It is a big issue, but as you see me here today, I completed a mission back home and I'm okay. I also want to give a message that this office, the Diaspora Commission, is a very helpful one. My experience is that MidCom has been a great liaison for us. When you're coming home, one of the main issues is, who do you reach out to? Who can you trust? Where is safe? Where is not safe? So I would encourage everyone to reach out to MidCom and to not be afraid. And really to reach out to you all, other organizations that are doing this kind of work so that we can amplify our efforts. But my message would be to come home and to not to give up on this country and also humanitarian work.
Thank you for staying all through the program. We hope it's been worth your while. And in case you have anything to share with us, please do not hesitate to do so as we expect feedback on our show. Remember, you can reach us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook at Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, on Instagram at midcom_gov, on our YouTube page at midcom_gov, and on our website at www.midcom.gov.ng. You can also join us on DSTV at NTA Network and NTA International on Tuesday at 3:30 p.m., on NTA International on Friday at 3:30 a.m., on NTA International on Saturday at 11 a.m., and on NTA News 24 on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. You can also join us on WAP TV on Thursdays at 9 a.m. and on WTV on Wednesdays and Sundays at 8 a.m. And you can join us on Ben TV London at 4:30 p.m. on Saturday. I remain your host, Consola Adetumbi. See you next time.